Hello, good morning. My name is Akash Patel, and today I'm going to give a presentation about South African economy, government, and business. Yep. First, we just overview of South Africa. The history of South Africa starts more than 100,000 years ago, and when the first humans inhabited the regions. And from 1948 to 1994, South African politics were dominated by African nationalism centered around regional suggestions and white ministry. Before 1948, there should be not any kind of specific identity of South African country in the African continent. But after 1948, they give the identity to the one economic country and specific country. The name is rest of South Africa. The position of Prime Minister was stopped in 1984 when the state president was given executive power after a new structure was adopted, effectively merging the power of the Prime Minister with those of the states. And the Prime Minister, the status of Prime Minister has stopped at 1984, and the last Prime Minister was Peter William Botha, become the first executive president of the South Africa. And the first Prime Minister of South Africa was Louis Botha. And the current President of South Africa is Jacob Zuma. There is the picture of Jacob Zuma, and right now he is the very powerful person to rule out the African country, South Africa. Today I'm going to discuss three content: business environment, government environment, and economic environment of South Africa. The first one is the business environment of South Africa. Now, first we show the business leadership of South Africa. The former South African Foundation rebranded in November 2005. In the business level of November 2005, the Africa was not good to compete the world's others country. But after 2005, there was been some business developers, and they developed a good business and marketing purpose. They developed a good business, and then they become a competitive country in a business level. It represents top 50 Johannesburg Stock Exchange listed companies, top 20 multinational subsidiaries in South Africa, and top 5 state-owned enterprises. And market cap of listed numbers are to 264 billion. It's like a $360 billion, $360 billion. South Africa versus Sub-Saharan Africa. It's a comparison of South Africa versus Sub-Saharan Africa in 2003. The largest economy in Africa is 36.4%, and in Sub-Saharan Africa's GDP is 69.1% as CDC. And there are the other statistics in telephones in mobile, personal computers, paved roads, railways, and largest investor in Africa from 1994 to 2004 is $1.4 billion per annum. So it's a good statistics for the economy of Africa, and after that they'll become one kind of developed country in the business. There are some companies active in Africa, is like Sasol, MTN, AngloGold, World Banks, Retail, SOE, etc. Among them, MTN is the biggest representative company and very respectful company around the world, and it's very popular also. The South Africa business as a regional investment. In 1993 is a regional investment. 18 of South Africa's top 100 listed companies invested in the rest of Africa. The all green in the map, the all green areas would be covered of good African countries in the regional areas. And the other thing is South African business as a regional investment in 2004. The 40 of South Africa's top 100 listed companies invested in the rest of Africa. It's 232 investments in 27 countries, employing 72,000 people. So it's a good statistics. It's a good number for the Africa's business economy and etc. And you can see that the all orange areas would be covered that companies by that companies and etc. So it's an increase in last 10 years. So it's This one is the comparison between 1993 and 2004. It's a vast difference. So we can say that in business, Africa is doing well. There are some major South African investors on the African continent. It's BHP Billiton, Sasol, MTN, Vodacom, and Anglo Platinum. So among them, you can see that 2 or 3 is the most of the telecommunication companies. So in the telecommunication area, Africa is doing well in business and compared to the world others developed countries. So it's South Africa's foreign assets between 1994 and 2004. So this table shows that the Africa's total percentage of assets, value of Africa's shares, and South Africa's total foreign assets. And you can see that in 1994, it's a 5.7% Africa's of total value. It shows all the decrease statistically, and it goes to stands 4.9% in 2004. So the highest was 5.7 in 1994, and the lowest was 3.3 in the 2002 and 1999. So, and the value of Africa's shares would be increased by day, and starts 6,143 and stops is 200,000. So, and the South Africa's total foreign assets in a billion is it was 106,129 in 1994 and stops 5 lakh to 52,450 in 2004. In conclusion, in a business environment, I want to give that leading to growth of private sector in Africa, increasing revenue generation of government, improving economic growth and exports, transferring technology, ensuring reindustrialization of some economies through acquisition and revitalization of more SEOs and creating employment. So day by day, it's the Africa's business environment is increasing day by day, and it gives the good employment to the people, unemployed people and middle class people. So it's going to one kind of developing country in the between 1999 and 2009. So it's a very good statistics at the time for the African continental South Africa. Now I want to jump on the government environments. The introduction of government. South Africa is a constitutional democracy with a 3-tier system of government and independently judiciary. So it's one kind of constitutional democracy country. And the other thing is the national, provincial and local levels of government all have legislative and executive authority in their own spheres. Yeah. The legislative authority means parliament. Parliament is on the national level, and the National Assembly 350 to 400 members, and National Council of Province 90 delegates. There are 350 to 40 members in the parliament, in the National Assembly, and the executive authority. Executive authority means cabinet. It is told the cabinet. It's also on the national levels, and there should be included president, deputy president, and minister. All president means one president, all deputy president, and all the ministers should be included in the cabinet. Judicial authority, like courts, including that constitutional courts, Supreme Court of Appeal, High Courts, and magistrates courts. The Supreme Court is only one of the nations, and there are high courts divided by states, and it's a magistrates courts. State institutions supporting democracy, public protector, human rights, commissions for the promotion and protection of the rights of cultural, religious, and linguistic communities, commissioner for gender equality, auditor general, and independent communications authority of South Africa. These all are the state institutions supporting democracy to stand the good democratic country and become a good developing country and day by day. There are some government clusters. You can see that the improved quality of basic education. So government are focusing on to improving the education day by day, and they are doing very well because South Africa is now becoming a good developed country. A long and healthy life for all South Africans. Governments are developing many facilities to their all South Africans long life and healthy life. So for that they can include a good medical environment, medical facilities and free medical facilities for the poor people and etc. All people in South Africa are and feel safe. Crime is the very tensed, very tensed area right now for any country. So South African governments are focusing very well to be safe and etc. Decent employment through inclusive economic growth. They give a good employment. They provide a good employment through that person's ability and they economic growth. So for that they can include their economic growth, a skilled and capable workforce to support an inclusive growth path. So they can provide a good education, so they can increase their skills and provide a good way of path. Like sustainable human settlements and improve quality of household life. They are also providing the sustainable life, like to human to live a good life or long life. A responsive, accountable, effective, and efficient local government system. They are also providing a local government system, also providing the effective and efficient efficiency to live a good life and to a healthy life. Also, they can provide us that kind of environment. And environmental assets and natural resources that are well protected and continually enhanced. The environmental natural process are well defined, and government are focusing very much to that environmental good environment and etc. So people can live healthy, and there should be no any other kind of. The governance and administration clusters like home affairs, public service and administrations, cooperative government and traditional affairs, justice and constitutional development, finance, literacy, performance, monitoring, evaluation and administration. These all are included, this all the government include, these all facilities. So the country will become developed very soon. The justice, crime prevention and security clusters like justice and constitutional development, defense and military ventures, police, defense and military veterans, home affairs, state security, police, correctional services, etc. The police services and all the services should be very good and very accurate for the people. Now I am going to discuss with economic environment. The economy of South Africa is the largest in the Africa continental, followed by the Nigeria, and they ranked as an upper middle income economy by the World Bank. In the level of economy, it goes the upper level, upper middle economy. So it's one kind of developing country. The former economy of South Africa has its beginnings in the arrival of Dutch settlers in 1652, originally sent by the Dutch East India Company to establish a provisioning states of passing ships. And the country soon started putting laws distinguish between different races and races. So it's going to very well, and they are doing very well to be a good growth of economy environment. In April 2009, aimed fears that South Africa would soon join much of the rest of the world in the last 2000s recessions. Reserve Bank Governor Tito Mugabe and Finance Minister Trevor Manuel different on the matter. So the Reserve Bank shows very well economic growth for the last 2000s, after the year of 2000. And the long-term potential growth rate of South Africa under the current policy environment has been estimated at 3.5%. So it's a good number and good statistics. Crime is considered a major or very several continent on investment by 30% of enterprises in South Africa, putting crime among the 4 most frequently mentioned constituencies. And historical statistics, you can see that by year after 1980 to the 2015, the GDP of US billion dollar is 80.547 in 1980, and it's of 510.937 US dollar billion. The unemployment rate is increasing day by day. It's 9.2. It's 1980 it was 9.2, and 2015 it was 22.8. So it's per capita income in US dollar is 2,764 and stock 7,274 in 2010. So thank you very much. And here is the South Africa's all three environments: government environments, economic environments, and business environments. Thank you very much for listening.